Today I'm going to tell you why I donated to Shiloh Hendrix.
Probably because you're racist. To say you're going to donate to the woman who called the little boy the N-word is preposterous.
I've heard you bunch of weasels.
He had to stop himself from saying the word right there. You guys heard that?
Crimes against my people are buried.
My people's crazy.
You're useful idiots being used to destroy this country.
He's implying that black people are being used by Jews to take over the country.
We have sunk hundreds of thousands of lives into the project of freeing you.
Are you saying that like we should just let black people stay slaves?
The next person that does it, we're gonna help make them a millionaire.
This is the guy that's complaining about how white people don't get no jobs anymore, but they're gonna spend their money giving it to the next white person that screams the N-word at a black kid. That seems like a good use of your money. Maybe that's why you're poor. This guy is unironically wearing an actual Nazi symbol. All right, let's get this going. I wasn't expecting to do this segment today, but I'm actually very curious. This is a video from somebody, well, shameless, whatever. It's called Black Fatigue, Why I Have It, and why I donated to, I think it's called a Shiloh Hendrix. She's the one that called like a little kid the N-word. Here, let's...
The child? Did you call him the child? Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him
Oh, nice song.
Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again?
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with this person here. Here's the thing. The kid might have been an obnoxious... Okay, maybe their parents weren't even watching them. I don't really know or care. But you obviously calling a kid the N-word is racist, right? I don't think that's contested. It's insane. You know, she's not just being like, hey, your kid's rambunctious, blah, blah, blah. She called him the N-word. So that's just racist. This guy, Black Fatigue in general, I don't really like the concept of it. I think it's better to just say that you're just like empathy fatigued because things are constantly being like blasted into your face that you have to care about so many different things, and it's tough to care about different things right now because, you know, we're seeing, you know, reduced levels of comfort for the middle class every day. So I totally understand empathy fatigue. Black fatigue already makes me uncomfortable when I hear that. It feels like you're targeting your frustrations at black people, especially considering like social media kind of blasts outrage content at you. And for a lot of people, a lot of white people especially, it's going to blast a lot of like material that makes black people look worse than they actually are. Right? Like it's going to make it seem like black people are like terrible, horrible people, blah, 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 blah. Because that's what's outraging you. And you're seeing that in your social media feed and you're getting like psyoped into being more racist. But to say you have black fatigue, like, okay, fine, whatever. But then to say you're going to donate to the woman who called the little boy the N-word is fucking preposterous. So I'm curious about what this guy's justification is for this. So let's go.
I am the Shameless Spurg, and today I'm going to tell you why I donated to Shiloh Hendrix.
Probably because you're racist. That's pretty much it.
And why I would do it again and again and again.
Well, maybe he's just like a simp and he finds her to be conventionally attractive or something.
There is a whole lot I could say about this subject, and
It's a 45-minute video, so
over the course of time, I will do a series of videos on this subject.
I don't think that's necessary. I don't think that we need to see any more than just the one. I feel like it's going to give us enough information about whatever's wrong with you.
Race.
What is happening here?
But I've decided to narrow it down to a few key points on this particular issue.
All right. Oh, I'm so dumb.
So over the years, between a familiarity with the crime statistics and seeing a lot of stories, articles of crimes, of murders committed against my people.
My people, I'm assuming he means white people. Yes, we understand the, what is it, the 1352 crime statistics. Yes, I understand black people commit disproportionate amounts of the crime. I think that the problem is that like everybody that's put into a situation where they are oppressed in some capacity are going to end up committing more crime. And we know this because we have incredibly popular mafia movies about people committing crime. We have tons of different movies about every group of white person committing crimes. Viking content. I love Viking shows. That's a bunch of people raping and pillaging people, right? The Sopranos is literally Italians committing crimes. Okay. You know, Gangs of New York, right? It's about like Irish people, you know, attacking people and you know, natives, they call themselves, whatever. That's the type of content that we consume. And it's like, you know, it's like that. People that feel like they're in certain situations, they commit more crime to survive in different ways, shapes, and forms. That's pretty much all it really boils down to, right? Like if a black person gets the same opportunity as a white dude, they're gonna probably turn out pretty much the exact same, give or take on individuality, right? That has nothing to do with race. So we kind of know this
by members of the black community. I watch the news media, the national news media, bury them. They don't talk about them. They don't say a word.
Sometimes, I mean, like, yeah, they don't talk as much about it. It's not what sells. But this is one of the problems that this guy has, is he donated to this racist woman that called that little boy the N-word. You don't understand. Like, you're like, the media never talks about it. Why? Because they're trying to sell you what outrages you. And what outrages white people is seeing instances of black people committing crimes. Is instances of white people committing crimes and like not getting coverage for black people, right? Like, it's all about just, it's just what's feeding you. And also, I would say that like years ago, it was the opposite, right? Things have just changed socially.
The moment that anything happens involving a white person applying any kind of force or doing any sort of damage or violence, called for or otherwise, that gets national headlines.
What's an example? Maybe he's talking about like Kyle Rittenhouse. Like, I can agree. Kyle Rittenhouse was attacked by a bunch of white people and he really didn't do anything wrong.
International headlines. A hellstorm.
Sure. I would like it if you gave me like a specific example. I think that would be really helpful for people. Like, what are you talking about? Are you talking about shit during COVID? Are you talking about Kyle Rittenhouse? Are you talking about January 6th? What is it that you're referring to?
To rain down. But crimes against my people are buried.
My people is fucking crazy.
I have watched you commit drastically more crime against your own people, black people.
He probably hasn't actually watched it. He just like reads statistics and looks on Twitter all day. And that's what he really likes to consume, is content of black people committing crimes, and it just riles him up.
Than we have ever committed against you.
That's a tough take, brother. That's a tough take, saying that like black people are committing more crimes than white people have ever committed against them. I don't know if you know this thing called slavery, or bombing of Black Wall Street, or like this whole they weren't considered people until the 1960s thing. Civil rights movement, Jim Crow. It's a tough take to say. I'm not justifying their violence, but to say that if you're gonna say my people as white people, and then you're gonna sit here and you're gonna be like, we've never committed the amount of crime you do. It's like, oh, I think we did. We kind of did. It's kind of a fact, man. We did worse. We brought them over here on boats without their will, and then we make them have sex with each other. We effectively forced them to rape each other so that they would produce offspring, so that we could keep them in chattel permanent slavery forever. And then once we freed them, because it was politically relevant for us as a people, we still kept them in forms of slavery because they couldn't go anywhere. They didn't have jobs. They weren't getting reparations, and so they just kind of stayed slaves, financial slaves to the people who, the plantation owners. And then they weren't even considered people until like 1960. I mean, I don't really know what you're talking about. You seem fucking stupid when you say that.
I have watched
slavery. Just so you guys know, slavery is a crime. I don't know.
Watched you commit drastically more crime against my people than we've ever committed against you.
That's rough. This guy's like, at that point, you're being stupid as fuck. Okay. Especially if you're gonna my people it, you're gonna make all white and black people a monolith. So like, yeah, we're gonna have if you're gonna make all black and white people a monolith, we're gonna have to be like, hey, you're part of the slavers, right? Like, I wouldn't say that in modern times, but like that's what he's doing. You're gonna turn this into like a very generalized conversation. That's where we're gonna go with it.
And of course, again, I watch the media bury it.
Okay.
There's all sorts of kids and teens.
It's so funny that he's like, you guys commit crimes against yourselves, and he's like, and you commit more crimes against us. It's like, well, no, there's a lot of like black on black crime that they don't talk about. You could argue that's definitely very racist to not talk about that on the news enough, because it doesn't show like what's happening in black communities in a way that's like, hey, this is a problem, let's solve it. But I feel like those 2 points don't necessarily coincide with each other.
Elderly white people that have been senselessly and brutally attacked.
Elderly black people as well, for sure.
Slaughtered, degraded, and dehumanized.
Slaughtered. Okay.
To a complicit media that buries it.
Okay.
And they basically just blow sunshine up your ass all day and tell you how great you are.
I don't. Okay. All right. Sure. Like,
how excellent and beautiful and strong you are.
sounds like you watch Blackbourne. Just to be clear, this is the vibes I'm getting here.
How courageous and proud you are.
Okay.
And I see the phony moral outrage
All right.
that you will raise over a word.
You know, there's listen, I know people want to downplay it, but the N word is the most powerful and destructive word in the English language. There's really nothing that you can say to break somebody down as fast as you can the N word, especially with the hard R. You know, it's linked to a history of oppression where we used to, you know, we used to be more work productive. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We used to do some pretty fucked up shit. I don't know if you guys know that. So yeah, man. I mean, that's the reason why edgy little kids go on the internet and call each other the N word, because it's like it's the edgiest thing that they can think of. It's like, hey, you know. But yeah, it's more than just a word, man. You know, it's more than just a word. Words have meanings, and meaning is very. Like, you're saying that to be provocative to somebody when you call them the N word.
I have seen over the course of many years that you feel justified in attacking and killing white people over this word.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about killing, but like, I don't know, man. If you fucking say the N word and you get beat up by a black guy, it's kind of your fucking problem. I'm not really worried about it, to be honest with you. I come from the generation of like talk shit, get hit. So if you're gonna be like massively disrespectful, you're gonna get your ass beat. Sorry, just what's gonna happen. It's life. Oh.
You don't have that right, actually.
Well, they don't. That's why they go to jail for it. But I mean, when it happens again, I'm not fucking crying about it. You know, this is the same guy who would get really like he would fucking hit somebody if they called him the F slur. You know, it's like, oh, you know what? That's fine. Like, do you valid, but you're gonna go to jail for it.
I see you people running around with your phones out, acting like the Stasi, acting like little enforcers.
What is he talking about? World Star? Is my man talking about fucking World Star right now? What the fuck? Is he talking about fucking World Star? How funny would it be if he's actually talking about World Star? That would be fucking hilarious.
To capture footage and spread it all over the internet,
okay,
with the very sincere hope that you will completely destroy someone's life for it.
Crazy. Sometimes this can be true. I don't know if you know this, though. This woman called a black kid the N-word. That's pretty fucked up. Like, that's a little worse than, like, some regular old shit, no? At least I feel that way.
And you think it's justified. And I've heard you a bunch of weasels, and
he had to stop himself from saying the fucking word right there. You guys heard that? Weasels? I know what you wanted to say, dude. Come on. The fuck are you talking about?
How you love to say, well, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Listen to me.
Yeah, I'm listening, boss man.
You'll spread a video online, and you'll run a doxing campaign, and you'll hack, and you'll release social security numbers and addresses and phone numbers and family members, and you'll find out their employers, and you'll harass them and get them fired. And
sometimes, sure.
And you'll find out about any future attempts at employment, and you'll call them and try to get that screwed up. And you'll do everything that you can to possibly destroy someone's life and to keep them from ever even being able to get back up again.
You know, if you want to have a conversation about how, like, some people will say some racist shit and they absolutely should not have their entire lives ruined, depending on, like, what it is in the context, I agree 100%. You know, if you got some fucking kid saying the N-word, you know, when they were young, I don't really care if you have some, or, like, you shouldn't have your life ruined. If you sing a song with the N-word in it, with an A, I don't really care. You know, you made the song grow up, especially if you're, like, by yourself. But if you are on a playground and a little black kid is being annoying and you call him the N-word, I feel like I don't care if you lose your job. Like, that's fucking preposterous shit. It's ridiculous.
And you will blast their face and name all over the internet for the entire world to see. And you'll feel virtuous for it. You'll feel completely justified.
Okay.
That is somehow appropriate. But I actually don't believe that you believe it's appropriate. I think that
some people do want to just commit some form of like what they will feel is justifiable violence. And so like, yeah, they'll disproportionately cancel people who use like bad words. Absolutely. But like what you're doing is the same, right? Like you want to say a violent word because it makes you feel good because you think that black people are like degenerates that have been getting away with too much for too long. And they cause all the crimes and there's no context there. And that's like, yeah, it's like the same fucking thing. Like you're doing the exact same thing in general.
I think that the power that this whole arrangement has given you has been very intoxicating.
True.
This idea that you can kowtow everyone into silence.
Silence from the N-word.
Anytime a white person looks your way and you don't like it, well, you can just drop that word on us.
So you're getting upset that you get called the N-word by a fucking black person? Who gives a shit?
Well, I don't care. And
it seems like you really do care. It seems like you want to use that word like a lot.
I don't think you realize that millions of us don't care.
You made it a 45-minute video about how much you cared.
And we haven't for a while. I donated to Shiloh Hendrix because, for one thing, she's my people. Hey, that's a white woman with a little boy.
Okay. She's my people.
I care about that. That's my in-group.
Your in-group is white people? How fucking boring are you to like identify with white people? What is wrong with you?
All the rest of you people have in-groups. You have in-group preference. You have a very tribal attitude.
Sure, absolutely. People have tribal attitudes. That's true. I can understand why like black people would have a little bit more of a tribal attitude because, you know, we used to do a whole slavery onto them. I get it. I see Italians with tribal attitudes. I see Irish people with tribal attitudes. Like, yeah, different groups of people stick together. I see like a lot of Asians kind of chilling with each other. You know, I'm fine with that. And I see smelly Magic the Gathering nerds. You know what I mean? Everybody has a tribe. It's fine. But it's interesting that like your tribe comes from you're really wanting to use the N-word. It's crazy. It's fucking wild.
All of you do it. And you pat each other on the back for it. Okay. And you're supported and encouraged to do these things.
I don't think
and
that's
I'm supposed to
true.
accept just doing the opposite.
What?
You don't pause and ask yourself whether or not, was it really right for them to do that? You don't care about that.
You think, are you telling me that there's a world where it was justifiable for this fucking white woman to call a black kid the N-word that was being annoying? Potentially being annoying. I don't even know if they were. Either way, calling them the N-word it's not like she fucking policed the kid and was like, hey, you shouldn't do that. And then it started an altercation. She called him the N-word. And then she called another person the N-word. Fucking crazy. All logic goes out the window at that point. Not even all logic. Like all like arguments go out the window at that point. What conversation do you want to have about that? It's like we can't. There's nothing to talk about at that point.
When it's your people, to you, it's my people, right or wrong, and I understand.
What?
So that's the stance that I'm taking now, because I'm done.
Damn, he's done, guys.
I'm done with this whole. You think you can wreck someone's life over a word?
Okay.
And you're absolutely having a conniption over the fact that a bunch of people donated to her and how horrible they are. They're such horrible people. Oh, well, they're so terrible.
This is a fucking crazy fight.
We saw the money that you raised recently.
Okay.
Out of your new Rosa Parks figure. You're a Carmelo Anthony guy.
What?
We saw the comments on the Gifts and Go, you know, death to the white man and all that stuff. We saw it.
Carmelo Anthony. All right, the limited amount that I know about this situation is that he stabbed another kid because they got into some altercation. I don't know all the specifics. Still not right. I think the dad said he didn't want this to turn into some kind of political spectacle. I don't even think he wanted to turn into a race thing. I don't really okay. All right. Yeah, apparently the dad said that it wasn't a race thing. And and that Nazis were trying to shame him for saying that. I remember seeing some stuff about that. So apparently the altercation, Metcalf may have like pushed or touched Anthony. There's a self-defense claim. I don't really know how much of that is true. And I don't really care about the outcry after the fact, talking about it being a racist incident, but I don't think that it was. It seems like neo-Nazis tried to jump onto this situation and weaponize this, but this doesn't seem to be a race-related issue. This seems to be like a disgusting act, but it's not race-related. The fact that you're making it race-related is what makes it so racist. It's okay.
We've seen what you've said about Austin and his family and how he deserved it. You're glad it happened. You're glad that his brother lost him and had to experience that.
I've never seen any of these. You need to get off weird fucking like actual Russian bot Twitter. Because what's happening is like you're engaging with people who are like actual Russian bots that are just in comment sections is real to argue with you to make you upset so that you get fucking pissed off because you're a miserable fuck that has nothing interesting going on in your life. That's the reality. I'm gonna get wrong button. Sorry, I spilled my coffee.
You're glad that their lives have been completely destroyed. And you heaped upon Carmelo Anthony hundreds of thousands of dollars of virtue bucks. Virtue bucks.
Is that like V-Bucks?
And you
Virtue bucks?
Made a veritable celebrity of him. I mean, he's even selling merch.
Is Carmelo Anthony selling merch? They're selling like free Mellow merchandise. I mean, that's pretty disgusting. I still don't know what that has to do with you donating to some person calling a little kid the N-word, a little child.
Hey, look, I can almost appreciate the blind loyalty, but what I can't appreciate is that you don't expect me to have the same thing for my people.
My fucking peoples.
I'm not going to accept this one-sided arrangement where you get to be proud and you get to be tribal, but I don't. I do get to, and I'm going to.
Just what you feel like you want to do, man. Do you?
And so all of us donating to Shiloh, that was just one little gesture. Just a gesture. For now. A gesture.
What's the next step?
And to just send a signal to the rest of you that...
What's the next step? Just a signal. Where does it go here?
This little power that you think you have over us, it's artificial. It's this social capital that you have been given for a reason because you're useful idiots.
Jeez. Black people are useful idiots? Holy fuck. What the fuck?
Useful idiots being used to destroy this country. Being used
by who? By who? You know what he's implying, that black people are being used by Jews to fucking take over the country. That's what he's implying. He's obviously a fucking psychopath freak. That is the exact implication. Who do you think? This guy goes deep. This goes deep. This guy's a fucking actual like insane conspiracy theorist.
Used to destroy the West.
By who?
And I'm sure it's a lot of fun for you right now.
By who? Say it, pussy. Say what you want to say, you fucking coward.
I'm sure it's a great deal of fun. But that's all you are.
Holy fuck.
So I'm going to side with my people.
My people.
Right or wrong.
Oh, well, at least he knows it's wrong, I guess.
Because it's time for it. You're not going to stand up for us.
You're not going to stand
up. Allies.
He sounds like that one guy. Like, I'm pooping, I'm shitting, poop on my fart. That's what he sounds like right now.
Affinity spaces.
What?
We don't have NAACPs. We don't
really need NAACPs, and there absolutely are organizations that protect different groups of like Irish. There's Irish and Italian and like a different advocates. Those do exist, just to be clear. But okay.
Civil Rights Act coverage.
Yeah, why do you need it? They were the ones that had their rights taken away by our people, right? Your people.
We don't have DEI initiatives.
What DEI? DEI just exists to protect people that I mean, are in a class of like marginalized class. It's not just, it could be white people if you're gay, which you probably are super gay. You know, a lot of these guys are closeted, but hey, you know what? We don't have to talk about that. It's for anybody. What do you do if you have a disability, you know, which you might have one of those, you might have a mental disability, it protects that you as well for getting fired for that.
We don't have these artificial measures to boost us in hiring and admission.
Yes, you do. It's called racism. This is the problem with people. Like, I understand it might be frustrating when you feel like somebody, like a black person, got a job that, you know, you thought you were qualified for. But this whole concept of like, oh, we don't have any measures like that. There's no DEI for white people. Like that's what all we had. Like back in the day, all we had was, hey, you're white. Even if you're fucking stupid as shit, you're going to get a job over a black person. And now unintelligent, unproductive, unqualified, unnecessary white people aren't getting handed freebies anymore. And they're crying because they're the bottom of the barrel that produce nothing for society. And so now black people are getting more jobs because you can't not give them jobs anymore. And then like worthless white people are like, what the fuck? This is ridiculous. You never should have had your job in the first place, man. There are plenty of people of like different fucking, you know, ethnicities or marginalized classes that are more impactful than you, and you fell by the wayside because you don't have your white DEI, which is just like forms of systemic racism that disappeared. Legally, it disappeared in the 1960s, but then like socially, it's really just now disappearing. Ish. Sorry, like that's what's going on. So I don't know what to tell you, man. Like we, you know, I don't care, and the reason I don't care isn't because I'm like this, like really, like woke, virtuous white person. Reason I don't care is because I'm fucking like I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm fucking smarter than you. I don't fucking care. Like I'm not gonna have a problem getting a job because I'm not a fucking worthless idiot. So I can understand like really dumb pieces of dog shit getting upset because you don't have your DEI anymore, but I don't fucking care because like I don't identify as some fucking white person. I don't give a fuck about you. You seem like a stupid person, and that makes me not care about you. I don't really identify with stupid people. So like, yeah, man. Sorry that you can't get your free fucking job anymore. Like, okay, do your thing, brother. You know, why don't you stop crying about fucking black people, and why don't you like cry about fucking rich people stealing your resources from you? That's how about you complain about that. I always want to fucking bitch about black people. You guys, this person literally was saying, they're just using black people to push divisiveness and blah 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 blah. Oh, really? Who's they? Why aren't you upset with they? Oh, it's because they're Jews to you. They're not, but they're targeted him. Not just rich people. It's fucking Jews because he's like a JQer. Like that. This is the problem with this person. There's no fucking intelligent thought. He cum guzzles the people who are like actually like robbing him of resources blind. He's probably a Trump supporter who voted in favor of cutting Medicare for like Americans and veterans. And giving billionaires tax cuts, which is exactly what's going to happen. And they're like, it's this. It's not Trump's fault. It's you know whose fault. You're right. This is the whole fuck. This is what happens. These people are stupid.
And promotions processes. You have these.
How the fuck do I get through here?
They give them to you.
What's this?
But we don't. We all don't.
Hey, just get a booster. Just get a COVID shot, dude.
Need that. You have said. That's a peculiar thing to say.
What?
Why is it that you think we don't? What are you admitting about yourselves?
That there is a history of racism that denies opportunity to people based on the color of their skin, which is a self-supported system now. It doesn't have to be active anymore like it used to be. Because people like this just hate black people for their like virtue of, well, actually, so what happens, this is the problem with like how systemic racism works. Back in the day, there was an active denial of opportunity and resources to black people. And then as time went on, that constant denial of opportunity and resource has turned into an unfortunate culture in like very impoverished black communities of people hating the system, not having opportunities, not having education, and not necessarily being productive members of society because of a history of systemic racism. And then racist white pieces of shit that watch a white woman call a little black boy the N-word because apparently he was being annoying or something, sit here and go, see, the black people are the problem. It's like, really? You think that black people are the problem? You don't think that it's a fucking governmental system that historically like pushed people into a certain class? No, you don't think it's that? And now the kind of system is kind of just recycles itself. Now it's not necessarily actively racist anymore. Now it's just like, hey, we beat you down so much, we broke you, and now people don't like you because you don't act the way that you should be acting in society, or we feel you should be acting in society. Like that's what's happening here, but they don't realize this because they sit here and they don't think about any of this shit. I'm not saying go be fucking best friends with a black person, but holy fuck, man. Like, think critically for a second in your life.
And what are you saying about us? Where you think you need a boost, but we don't.
Whoa.
Now, you may very well be right about that. Perhaps you do need a boost. And perhaps we don't, for obvious reasons.
What the fuck? Yeah, okay.
Nevertheless, I can't accept this arrangement.
Why? Wait, you're saying that, like, even if you understand that black people have it tougher than white people in general, they still shouldn't get a boost? Why?
Why would I? What good is this? How does this serve me?
How does it serve you for the disenfranchised Americans to get a boost? I don't know. It makes life safer and we have more productive members of society. This is the problem. This guy's all white-brained. How does it help me to help black people? Because they're people. They're Americans. Like, I don't, like, what kind of a fucking statement is that, you stupid asshole fuck? Like, it's just the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. What are you talking about? Jesus Christ.
How does this serve my family? How does this serve my community? How does this serve...
Bro, black people are part of your community. What are you talking about?
my nation? How does this serve my race? These are the questions that matter to me.
Okay, so it serves everything but your race. Why is your race significant to you? Why are you so fucking boring, dude? Why do you care so much about, like, white people?
Racist.
Dude, it's not even like a what about me argument, because everything is, like, answered. Like, oh, what about my people? What about my race? What about Americans? Black people are Americans. He doesn't think black people are Americans, just to be clear. Like, that's what we're kind of getting it down to here.
I'm not defending myself about that charge. I don't really care. I don't care at all. This is all perfectly natural and healthy for me to care about my own people and put them above others.
Yeah, it is, but not when your people are just white. There's a difference between being like, hey, my people are, like, just American people, versus, hey, my people are white people. Those are two different things.
Everybody in the world expects us white people to have out-group preference and a sort of in-group suspicion, hostility, antipathy.
What the fuck just happened?
You think it's on us to be good little allies.
What?
You want to treat us like shit and have us treat you like the best of friends. You want us to be loyal to you while you remind us that that loyalty will not extend to us.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
I expect nothing less. That's exactly what I expect.
Okay, cool.
I look back over history. None of us ever wanted this. You go back decades and decades and decades ago, and you will find pictures of young white men and women with soldiers holding bayonets and rifles to their backs.
What?
To force them into newly integrated schools that they didn't want.
I'm sorry, are you quoting racist white people who forced black people to come to America and be slaves? And you're like, see, we didn't actually want to go to school with these fucking black people because they're just slaves. What is that what you're saying right now? You look really smart.
The freedom of association, the ability to freely create our own communities and fill them with the people that we want in them, that was completely taken away by force. And we were forcefully integrated with you. And here we are.
Here we are. Oh.
Only the most sincerely deluded white person could look around at all of this and think that it has been better off for us. Moreover, I don't even think it's been better off for you, but that's not really my call and I don't care.
They're probably not, because, they got this whole thing called being slaves and oppressed and whatnot. So, I guess I kind of agree with that one. But I think for you, it's probably a little bit of a different perspective that you're operating with. So, okay.
Your grievances are something that don't matter to me anymore. I don't care.
I'm not sure you ever cared, just to be clear. I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like you're the kind of guy who ever really cared too much about the grievances of black people. It seems like you really don't give a fuck.
I'm not trying to reconcile with you anymore.
When did you ever? Yeah, I don't care anymore. I used to care a lot, though. Okay, I definitely believe that, brother.
To what end? What's the point? When I look at it and I know for a fact that my life would be better by every metric if I lived only among my own people.
What?
What else am I supposed to do?
What?
It would be better.
Okay.
I don't want to reconcile, and it's not possible. We have sunk.
Wow.
First, hundreds of thousands of lives went into the project of freeing you. Fair enough, slavery is an ugly thing.
Hundreds of thousands of lives was the freeing you? I'm not understanding what you're saying right now. Just to be absolutely clear, I don't get. What is your point? Are you saying that like we should just let black people stay slaves? Is that what you're saying? Oh fuck.
I wouldn't have brought you here in the first place.
Okay.
For a number of reasons.
Okay.
Look what it set us all up to deal with later. Now you think that you can come collect
what
from me.
I have a sneaking suspicion this guy does not. This guy's probably doesn't really make enough money to pay meaningful taxes for people to collect from him. That's just like the insinuation. That's just kind of the energy I get here. But okay, man, yeah.
After we have sunk trillions and trillions of dollars into trying to raise you up.
Trillions and trillions? What do you mean? Like what programs are we talking about?
After we have done a wide litany of various community building projects, we've done all sorts of things over the years to try.
Who's we? Who are you talking about? There's a part 2 of this, and there's no way I'm watching this.
Try to elevate you. And you don't maintain anything.
What does that mean, brother?
Maintenance, it would seem, is just this background thing that happens with white people. And when we're not there, it doesn't happen.
What are you talking about with white people? Like the poorest fucking states are fucking white states. What are you talking about? White conservative states. What are you talking about?
And then all of a sudden your shit falls apart.
Okay.
Your area, we leave an area when blacks have moved in, throughout our history.
Yes, there have been black people will go to an area and white people will be like, oh, I don't like black people, I'm leaving. Yeah.
What have they done when they take up residence in a city? Well, they do what they do.
What does that mean? They do what they do. What are you talking about? There's densely populated areas in the city. What are you talking about? People with money in general move to other places. That's it. It's about money. And people like if you're denied money historically, you're obviously going to have to stay in places you may not necessarily want to stay in.
And the next thing you know, stores are closing up.
True. But you're saying that's because they're black. You're saying it's exclusively because they're black. That's why this is all happening. Not because there's like a history of like economic depression. None of that. But it's just because they're black. That's crazy.
Packing up and leaving, and little pharmacies and convenience stores, everything will be behind locked glass except for sunscreen.
Okay.
And you'll say, that's racism, that everything is behind locked glass except there's sunscreen.
Not for nothing. I've never seen anybody actually claim that before. Like, I've seen it before, where like products that some black people might prefer more are behind like glass. Yeah, sure, but we're not having a conversation about like whether black people commit more crime or steal more. I would say proportionally, statistically, it seems the case, but it's not because they're black. It's because of like a history of systemic oppression, right? So we can understand that. Again, you don't have to be friends with fucking black people, bro. You don't have to. But you can still acknowledge the fact. But okay.
You were completely incapable of connecting your actions with your outcomes. All your negative outcomes, you figure, are evidence that some way or another I'm causing or contributing to your negative outcomes.
Well, it seems like you actually are trying to. I don't know if you actually are, but it seems like you want to. But like, yeah, generally speaking, if an entire community has negative outcomes, like there's going to have to be like an outside force that's controlling that. And like, yeah, I like to talk about Michael Brown in a case of systemic racism, because I think that's like the best instance of it. And because instantly people are like, no, you're wrong. But but I think this is a great instance. So the story of Michael Brown, to sum it up, he committed a crime. The police tried to stop him. And then after that happened, he charged a police officer and he was shot. And in the Department of Justice report, it said that the police officer was justified in shooting him, which I agree with. But what else is in that DOJ report is that the police officers in that area were over ticketing and over policing the people in that area that were already impoverished. And that's what systemic racism looks like. It looks like different groups of people, specifically governmental groups, we'll say like police officers, engaging in policies that disenfranchise a particular group. In this instance, it was black people, and put them in a situation where they have no respect for police officers because they're getting treated like shit by police officers. And they have limited economic opportunity because they're having their money stolen from them. Right? That's what systemic racism is. And it causes them to act inappropriately. That's how systemic racism manifests. I think that that's the best instance of it to understand how it is, because in the moment, what in the moment what Michael Brown did was inappropriate, but all the situations leading up to that was it was a pattern of systemic abuse from the police in that area, and that's like the best way to, I think, talk about how systemic racism works.
There couldn't possibly be a correlation between the things you do and the things that happen around you.
Okay.
So you will completely wreck an area. We'll leave it,
Okay.
Create a nicer, cleaner, safer, more quiet, more orderly community somewhere else.
Okay.
And y'all say, y'all leaving us behind.
I've never heard anybody say that before.
You didn't want us there to begin with. It's like we damned if you do, damned if you don't. You really can't stand being around us, and yet at the same time, I think you like the benefits that come with it.
What?
This nebulous thing that you call privilege. Y'all live in safer and nice neighborhoods. As
what is this black voice you're doing, man? What is happening here?
Some kind of privilege, and you talk about your neighborhoods and all the crime there.
Okay.
Like there's just some magic force field that descends upon your whole area.
Okay.
And it just causes there to be crime. Like there's just crime waves, or like there's like a cloud of like crime.
Yeah, the crime cloud.
And it just descends upon you.
Okay.
It just happens to you. It wasn't committed by you against you. It just happened. And then when we pick up and move somewhere else and establish a community, well, we're just on magic soil.
You don't have to actually like move communities, and you don't have to welcome a bunch of black people to your community. We could just figure out how to help poor people, and that'll help black people because they're disproportionately poor. Right? We understand that.
We're just going to be awesome and prosperous and safe and orderly and quiet.
Okay.
Because Whitey went and stole up the good magic land. He went on over here where it's just going to be nicer and safer.
Okay.
Just automatically.
Incredible.
With no connection to the choices that they're making and building this environment. No, it just happens. Because we just go steal it up, right? We just go steal it up.
Sometimes white people do be stealing. You know what I mean?
And the next thing you know, there's just this awesome society. And then,
yeah, I mean, our awesome society was built on the backs of like different oppressed groups. I think that's something to acknowledge, just to be absolutely clear. But, I don't think it harms us to acknowledge that. We don't have to go give the land back, but it's something that we could probably see like, yeah, we did do that thing.
It's privilege.
And I'm going to be real with you, I'm pretty happy to benefit from it. I'm not trying to be fucking rude, but I'm chilling. Like, I'm happy. I'm happy I was born white. That's all I'm saying. But we could still be like, shit, maybe we should stop caring about whether you're white or not and like figure out a way to, move forward productively.
Meanwhile, you people are killing each other in the streets, and you rob your stores until they lose so much money that they can't sustain it. They have to pack up and leave.
Crazy.
Then you cry about food deserts and all the...
Do you even know what a food desert is? The food desert is when there's not enough like food access that they have to eat shitty foods. Like, does this guy understand what a food desert is as he's going on his racist rant? A food desert is effectively a place where there's not enough availability of like decent, nutritious food. And that's a huge deal. People don't understand how important food is. I do. I'm fat. But food is very important. If young people especially don't get good, healthy meals, they don't become intelligent. That's just how it works. You need to have good, healthy meals to end up like having a positive, healthy outcome. Wow, what a fucking shocker. So, you probably should focus on that and care about that. Like, that would be one of the reasons why there are certain groups of people who don't necessarily, perform as well as they could, because, like, especially young people, because they don't get the fucking, food access that they need.
This shit. And you can just never seem to see how it's you. Okay. It's actually you. Incredible. You're the problem. You're the cause of the symptoms. You're the cause of what you see happening. You can never take responsibility for yourselves. You never do. I'm not sure if you're capable.
What? Oh my God.
I'm not sure if you're capable.
You just don't think black people are capable of like being like, oh man, they're just not capable of critical thought? Is that what you're saying? That's fucking insane. Okay. Okay.
You'd want to think that someone is capable, but decades upon decades have shown that the problem is completely unchanged.
Nothing happened in those decades? There was no like bombing of Black Wall Street or anything like that, or like, Jim Crow or any of that stuff? No?
You cannot connect...
I'm so fucking confused right now.
...your choices with your outcomes, and you expect us to foot the bill for your choices.
Okay. Who's us, man?
You want all the benefits that we can provide at our expense, while having the delicious privilege of calling us privileged oppressors. Okay. It's really amazing when you live in a country that you say is white supremacist.
Okay.
If only.
If only we were white supremacists? That's crazy work, brother. If only we were white supremacists, he says. That's fucking incredible. That's incredible. I don't even know what to say. Okay.
And
if only we were white supremacists. He wishes we would go back to being more racist. It's fucking crazy.
Meanwhile, in this white supremacist nation, you just get to say whatever you want about white people.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
You just say whatever you want.
You're making a YouTube video about how much you hate black people and think we need white supremacy. You don't think maybe there's something going on there with you, bud? You don't think that maybe there's like you don't think there's something there?
You can spew whatever genocidal rhetoric. You can use whatever stereotype. You can use whatever racial slur. You can do all these things because you're oppressed. That's really interesting.
What I find kind of interesting is like, I kind of get it now. I kind of understand why black people are upset with white people, Because this is fucking crazy.
It's really interesting how being oppressed equates to you get to say all these things about the majority demographic in this white supremacist country, and nothing happens to you.
That's great.
Nothing happens.
What should happen to black people?
If anything, pretty supported, promoted. Your thoughts, your voice gets heard. You're not really getting silenced. You don't know anything about that. And society has largely echoed your views, and they've been down on their hands and knees licking your feet.
This guy might actually I think he might have a black foot fetish. You guys think it's black guys or black girls?
And
yeah, I wonder if this guy's ever loved before.
And you have the nerve.
He probably loved a black girl. A black woman probably fucking devastated him. That's probably what's going on here right now.
To call us privileged oppressors. Crazy. You get all these benefits that we don't get. You get actively advantaged, and we have certain measures where we get actively disadvantaged in order to create these equitable outcomes for you. And you still have the nerve to to call us privileged oppressors in this white supremacist nation where you get to just say whatever you want about us.
Dude, listen, not for nothing. Like, I can understand why sometimes the empathy fatigue hits me too, and it gets annoying, and I tune out. But I definitely don't justify calling little black kids the N-word. That's a step too far. You know what I mean?
And nothing happens. In fact, not only does nothing happen within the law, nothing happens that even compares to what you people do when you catch one of us in any context.
What?
Dropping that, that good old N-word.
The good old N-word? How dangerous do you think that word is?
Yeah. When we say that, suddenly it's worth killing over. It's worth destroying someone's life over.
Okay.
It's worth ruining someone's future over.
I don't think so, but okay.
But meanwhile, you get to say...
But I can say that without supporting women calling black kids the N-word. I'm pretty cool with that.
Say whatever you want. And you get to act morally outraged all the while. And say you're oppressed. And say we're privileged. Oh, yes, what a privilege it is to deal with you people. Oh, my God, it's...
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ, bro. Chill out. Jesus.
Such a privilege to deal with you. I love the privilege of just these people that get to run around and say, death to the white man.
I've never heard anybody say this shit. I've just never heard this. Maybe it's just my fucking problem, but I've never heard anybody say this. Fuck, maybe I'm not hanging out with the right black people. Although I doubt he is hanging out with any black people.
Talk about crying white tears and all this other stuff.
Crying white tears.
I love it. It's such a privilege, it's an honor almost even.
Never heard any of these things before, personally.
And to be in that position, it's just, I'm done. And I used to care. My mother raised me to care. She's a good woman.
Maybe. Well, then why are you like going against your mother then? If your mother was a good woman who taught you to care, then why the fuck why don't you respect her wishes? Why don't you respect your own mother?
She raised me to care. She raised me with these, colorblind views. She raised me in the church.
Oh.
She meant
the church, okay. Wow.
Well, she didn't pass racial consciousness on to me.
Maybe.
I was forced into racial consciousness.
Whoa.
Because after a lifetime of being pretty good, pretty decent, you just come up and sucker punch me from behind and tell me that, I deserve to die. And
nobody's saying this to you. Listen, I guess I get part of what you're saying. Like, yeah, back in my day, I'm 35, so like we learned to just be like, hey, listen, we're colorblind, we don't see color, and now things are shifting to be like, hey, be more acknowledging of like a history of oppression of different groups. Sometimes it goes a little, I guess, too far and too annoying, and people get like a little too woke. Like, sure. So like I understand, like, yes, there is an encouragement to be more racially conscious, and I can understand that sometimes it gets like annoying and empathy fatigue is real, and I understand that, and I can appreciate those things. But like you've gone far beyond like a normal amount of just like like frustration, and you're at a point now where you're sitting here and you're fucking like justifying you're justifying calling a fucking a little black kid the fucking N-word. This is not the same thing. We're not at the same area here, man. Like you're going fucking like absolutely fucking ballistic. You're just being hateful. Like, I can understand social narratives to be fucking annoying, but Jesus Christ.
That all white people be racist and shit.
Even the way he's trying to talk like a fucking, like a black Twitter meme. Like a racist black Twitter meme.
And that was that. I didn't think in very racial terms before. I didn't really think in terms of white identity.
Crazy.
But you didn't give me a choice.
Crazy.
I was informed of my white identity, and the only choices given were I can either be guilty and grovel and just go along with whatever you want to say and do.
Okay.
Or else I'm a bigot and a racist, and you don't want to be that, you know. Or I could be
I mean, I don't really want to be that.
proud and say, "Forget, I'm not doing this." And so I went with the proud route on that.
Yeah, or you could just not care that much, and you could just kind of go on about your day and not go on Twitter all day and become terminally fucking online.
I mean, why wouldn't I? Look at my history. I don't care if it hurts your feelings. I don't care that there are things that were said and done in the history of my people that hurt your feelings.
I think that I don't know if you know this, some of them were, slaveried. Not sure he knows this. He must just not know how that slavery was a thing before, you know? But that's crazy. The hurt your feelings? He's making it seem like, you guys got your feelings hurt. You fucking cringe lords. I think it was a little more than just hurt feelings, man. I think it was a lot more, actually. But okay. Hey, do you?
I come from a people that accomplished and invented and conquered and built amazing things.
Okay, so like just to be absolutely clear, you have done none of those though. Like you don't mean anything. You're like one of the bottom of the barrel white people that would have never built anything. You would have been groveling on the street like a fucking dog. And you're like you're cosplaying right now. You're trying to like perform like, oh yeah, back in the day, oh we would have been so cool. Oh fuck yeah, man! Shut the fuck up, dude. Back in the day, you would have been sitting here fucking begging for pennies. You would have been given blowjobs for fucking pennies, dude. What are you talking about?
Unbelievable things that have changed the course of human history many times over. And you have nothing to compare to that. Nothing. And I'm supposed to sit here and still take you people.
I guess they do have something to compare to that. You know, if they absolutely destroy the white race like you're insinuating they want to do, then wouldn't they have something that's comparable? Wouldn't this strategy be just as comparable, right? Like, oh man, they came here and they took us over. They conquered the white man. You know, maybe that's what they're trying to do. They're just trying to fucking own us. Now, I don't think that's true because I'm not a fucking idiot loser. I really don't care about skin color. But yeah, man, I don't know. You're just being fucking dumb.
People seriously. I can't take you seriously.
Whoa.
And everybody's just pretending to. Everybody's just been pretending to. Because it feels good to pretend to. It's socially fashionable to pretend to. It's sometimes career suicide to not go along and play pretend for you.
Not really. Like, listen, here's my thing. Like, I'm aware of different social things and like, hey, I want to help poor people. I'm pretty consistent in saying I don't believe in like giving reparations. We need to give it like help to like poor people in general, with it, whatever color they are. That it's just disproportionately will help black people, obviously. But I don't care that much personally. Like I'm really like, nobody cares. I don't really care that much. Like I'm not like I feel bad for different people who are oppressed. I don't really have like a super deep seated like, oh fuck, this is really bad. Like I don't know. I don't care about identity that much. I just get it. Like I understand it and like I acknowledge that, and I don't think you're a bad person for like struggling or anything like that. But like you don't have to be like, oh my god, and bow to the fucking feet of black people. You don't have to give a shit. You can be like, yeah, I understand how this works, but like I don't support reparations. I support like just helping people that are poor in general. Like, yeah, okay. But these are the same people who don't vote in the way to help people that are fucking impoverished in any capacity. They don't give a fuck. They don't even care about poor white people. They just care about like harboring as much resources as possible and just fucking licking the balls of billionaires.
Playing pretend. They don't take you seriously, nor should they.
Okay.
They shouldn't take you seriously. They shouldn't take your butchery of the English language, Ebonics, seriously. No one should. It's not African-American English. It's nonsense.
Well, it's African-American vernacular English. That would be the correct term for it. But, okay, cool. Sure, I guess.
It is a
what the hell just happened?
Bastardization and a butchery of the English language, and I'm not going to take it seriously.
Yeah, so is the way the Brits talk, but I'm not fucking coping about it.
I don't take you seriously. I don't take your Ebonics seriously. I don't take your music seriously.
Damn, he doesn't even like fucking black. Dude, I would have thought you'd love Kanye. He seems like the kind of guy who loves Kanye West. What the hell?
Your culture, that cesspit that you call a culture.
Oh my god, dude, this guy's fucking crazy. Bro, if you're going to play white people created black culture by fucking destroying their communities. What are you talking about?
You know, speaking of which, you'll load your music down. For one thing, every other word will be, you know,
okay,
the N-word. Every other word. Like it's the air you breathe. Like,
Incredible.
Like, it is.
Are you gonna make a joke about how they have the ability to breathe air better?
What you subsist on.
I guess not.
If you don't utter it every other word, you're just going to completely lose it. Conversely, if I utter it one single time, even if I'm just quoting a song written by you, oh, game over then.
Dude, I'm going to be fucking absolutely real with you. I sing the N-word every single time that I listen to a song that is like written by a black person. I don't care. Isn't that crazy? You want to know what I don't do? I don't put it on the social media. Like this whole idea where white people are like, oh, so I can't even sing the N-word in the song. You can do it. Just fucking do it. Do it in private and don't tell anybody. Like, what the fuck cares? Like, why the fuck? Like, just, you know, like I don't understand. Like, why do you want to say it publicly? What is that you get off to? Like, why do you want to say the word so bad? If I'm singing a song, I say it, and I don't fucking care. But I'm not fucking recording myself on social media, saying it. You don't see me like, oh guys, I want to make a spectacle out of myself. No, dude, I don't give a fuck. Just say the fucking word, dude. Just say it. Just say it in private. Who fucking cares? But you don't want to. You want to say it publicly. You want to have a victim complex. Why can't I say this word? Why do you want to? Who fucking cares? Why do you want to say the word so bad? Who gives a shit?
The world is just going to completely turn upside down. You like it. You like that power game. I know that you do.
You like that power game.
That's all there is to it. There is no possible way in the world that you actually feel that upset when somebody just sings along to a song.
Probably not. But why do you want to so bad?
And out comes the word.
I think that most black people don't give a fuck. Like, most black people give a fuck as much of a fuck about you as you care about them. Like, most black people don't give a shit. It's more of a matter of like respect to not do it around people. Like, that's what it boils down to. Like, you can boil a lot of shit down to respect. I think you guys should start learning what respect is. Like, be respectful. Don't be saying shit in a way to try to be provocative. Stop trying to be provocative.
That the artist wrote into the song.
Whoa.
There's no way you actually feel that up.
Well, hey, listen, that's progress. He called him an artist. I would have thought he would have called him something else.
Upset about it. What's really going on is that you have been given license to conjure this moral indignation.
Whoa.
And to wield it like a club over Whitey when this happens. This is
me when I watch a lot of Matt Walsh.
It's a little power that you've been given, and you fucking love it. You love it, and you never want to let it go.
Bro, not for nothing, dude. That's the exact reason why we used to say it when we play fucking, like, Dota 2 back in the day. We loved the power that the word gave you. Like, I'm not trying to be a fucking asshole. This guy definitely played fucking Call of Duty. Why do you think we used to love saying the fucking N-word when we would play online video games back in the day? Because we would love it. Because you love the way it feels. It makes you feel powerful. You know the fucking feeling. You're just upset that you're not allowed to say it anymore, you fucking bitch.
Just like that word. You never want to let it go. It's...
Okay.
It's not going away. It's never going away. But the difference is that...
Better go back over here.
That you're not going to be the only ones using it.
Okay.
You know? I mean, a lot of people do it. But increasingly, people are going to stop caring how you feel about it.
Okay.
If you haven't noticed.
I guess,
you know, I'd be dropping them right now in this video.
I'd be dropping them right now in this video.
YouTube's community guidelines, which protect you, curiously, they don't really look for racially offensive language, epithets, genocidal rhetoric against my people. They don't.
Like what? Who's saying that stuff?
They're not hunting for that in these comment sections. No. It's just anytime something might offend one of you.
What? Well, can you just give me an example of like white genocidal rhetoric or language and inside of the comment section that you've noticed that the YouTube doesn't police? I'd love to hear it. Like, this is your opportunity to educate us on that now. Let's see it.
The tail has been wagging the dog for way too long.
Whoa.
And it really is a shame that 90% of you make the other 10% being generous, make the other 10% look bad.
90% of black people are terrible people, apparently. Okay, Jesus Christ. Okay.
But that's how it is. That's the unfortunate reality.
If you say so, man. That's crazy work.
It's the reality I've had to live with, and it's the reality that you have to live with. So, I know that you're going to keep on trying to destroy people's lives over this sort of nonsense.
Hopefully he doesn't watch my video. He'll get very afraid of what's on the screen right now. It's a black woman. It's a DEI Jedi. That's what they call it. They call it the DEI Jedi, guys. That's what, according to this guy, that's all it would be. Isn't that fucking incredible?
I know that you're gonna bow your back up. I know that you're gonna,
what?
Piss and moan and raise all this moral indignation over it. Yeah, all this faux crazy. Moral outrage.
Faux moral outrage.
I know you are.
I don't know, man. You're making it kind of easy for black people to be pretty fucking outraged right now.
I don't care.
Okay.
I think the only thing that pisses me off about you anymore is just your double standards. But I actually don't know if you're able to grasp them.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Maybe some of you are. I think a lot of you aren't. Like the same way that a lot of you can't understand hypotheticals. Like, how would you feel if you didn't have breakfast this morning?
But oh my god, dude, this guy learned like basic debate concepts, and he's like fucking calming himself over it.
But I did have breakfast this morning. Yeah, it's kind of like
what? This guy is like the perfect fucking Twitter slop debate freak weirdo racist. Holy fuck. This guy was grown in a lab by Elon Musk. That's crazy.
So it's just done.
Okay.
Just done.
That's just incredible.
And
yeah. And what?
You know, when I see you go after someone like Shiloh for just saying a word, I don't care who she said it to. It's a word. It's a mouth noise. It is a mouth noise.
So is a threat of violence, right? We understand that. Words have meaning. Sorry. I don't know. If somebody like insulted this guy's mother, you know he'd be trying to like fucking fight them, and he's sitting here pretending he doesn't understand like the other words.
I don't care what your historical reasoning is. I don't care what your philosophical, political reasoning is. I don't care what your moral reason is.
Well, his philosophical reasoning is they aren't the right color, so.
We either have free speech or we don't. And when it comes to me...
We do have free speech. We don't have freedom of consequences, bud.
I value my free speech more than I value any of you. Any of your lives, even, frankly.
Okay. Incredible.
Let alone your feelings. Like, I don't give a...
Yeah, the base,
I don't care about that at all.
Am I right?
But when it comes to free speech, man, we either have it or we don't.
Wow. Very good.
You know, I see people and I see various organizations hoping that they can bring charges against Shiloh. I mean, it's free speech.
I mean, I don't know if they can bring charges against her. You know, maybe some kind of harassment, but I mean, like, I wouldn't care if she lost her fucking job.
If they even...
I'd fire her in a fucking instance, you know?
There's a charge against her somehow. It'll be like the biggest free speech case that this country has seen in a long time.
Wow. She'll be a real pioneer. She'll be the N-word pioneer. It'll be incredible. Wow. Brilliant.
Are allowed to say things that hurt people's feelings.
Wow.
There is no such thing as an off-limits word. That is a social convention. It's a dogma in the current state religion of egalitarianism.
Gotcha. More words he probably doesn't understand. You know, he just learned about the whole hypothetical gotcha before. So, what is all this shit over here?
It's
rumors.
We're not going to keep living like this, where we pretend that we say we have free speech, but we sort of live like we don't.
We say we have free speech, but then we're not allowed to yell the N-word at little black kids. Like, this is fucking, this is not my America, guys. This is not my America.
You know, when the consequences that you are able to unleash upon a person now, I think far surpass what jails and prisons will do to you. In terms of your long-term security, your ability to have daily food and a roof over your head, the consequences that you're able to unleash upon people are so far-reaching and so long-lasting, and they offer no real legal recourse. And you know it too. and it's vicious. And you will just throw somebody to the wolves, and you'll cackle and laugh like a pack of hyenas over this thing you have done.
You know he's trying to call people packs of like fucking monkeys. You know he definitely wants to say some wild ass racist shit like that.
And you'll feel good about it. And you'll pat yourself on the back and feel that you've really done something for the cause. I see all of it, and it's disgusting.
Okay.
It's disgusting. But
gotcha.
You know, I'm not making arguments for you to care about us. I know you don't.
Well, you kind of are, no? You're saying that's this whole thing is a fucking crybaby victim complex.
That you never will. And I accept that fact.
Okay.
I don't care about you either. So.
Oh, you could have fooled me, man. You seem to care a lot. Unironically, it's the only thing you seem to think about is fucking black people all fucking day, every day.
Just to be clear that we've arrived at that point where that's the reciprocity that we're going to have here. Is that, yeah, I'm just going to stick with my people now.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I should almost thank you for forcing me into that realization. But really, it's been pretty unbearable dealing with you.
Okay.
I've been a pretty reasonable, level-headed person.
Doesn't really seem like it, but if you fucking say so, brother, that's what you think, you do you know?
I've been generous, I've been patient and kind, and I have withheld a lot of judgment in my life. And for what? You know, I did all that only to be told later that I'm privileged and that all white people are racist and all this stuff. And instead of doing the thing that you want, where we get all like defensive, like, no, don't call me that. Like, I was just, you then.
You got so defensive that you made an entire racist rant video. What are you talking about?
No, that's how it's going to be. Fine. You know, so here we are.
Okay.
I definitely would donate again. And I'm sure there will be other occurrences. Hopefully
there'll be other occurrences of fucking little black kids getting called the N-word by grown-ass women that don't have any fucking emotional regulation. That's crazy. What a fucking freak. Holy shit. This is ridiculous.
People realize that that time is over.
Yeah, time is over, guys.
Where you can just casually destroy someone's life.
Whoa.
Because they said a mean word.
Mean word.
That's over.
It's crazy.
So the next person that does it, and you get all in a tizzy and cry about it, we're gonna help make them. We're gonna help make them a millionaire. You know.
They're gonna help make the next white person that calls a little black kid the N-word. They're gonna help make him a millionaire, guys. This guy. Sorry, just to be clear, this is the guy that's complaining about how white people don't get no jobs anymore. Blah blah blah. But they're gonna spend their money giving it to the next white person that fucking screams. The N-word at a black kid. That seems like a good use of your money. Maybe that's why you're fucking poor. You're a poor fucking loser. Maybe it's because you're spending your money. You have no problem giving your money to like people just for saying bad words. Incredible.
We're gonna shower hundreds of thousands of dollars on them.
You do, you man.
Until you get the point that we're free people.
Hey, show me the money, bro.
We are free people.
Show me the money.
We have free speech.
Show me the money, dude.
And like George Orwell said, you know, if liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they.
Oh yeah, I love that guy. I love the popcorn. Orville Redenbacher.
Do not want to hear. That includes this. You do not want to hear that N-word. But if I'm free, if I have liberty, then I have the freedom to say it to you.
So just say it to people. Don't make a whole video about it. Just go and call people the N-word. Do what you're going to do, man.
And to not have everything completely destroyed over it. That's not how freedom works.
Okay.
So either we have it or we don't. I say we do.
Oh, this frog thing has tits. Nice.
I might not have it here on YouTube.
Okay.
Quite so much.
Where's this rumor?
We have it. I know you hate it. I know you hate it. I know you hate free speech so much. It's unreal.
Makes me so sad, bro. Wait, is this guy using like an unironically like Nazi symbol hat? Is he using a what? Is this real? Oh my god. This guy is unironically wearing an actual Nazi symbol. Dude, what did I tell you? What the fuck did I tell you in the beginning when I said that he was going to blaming the Jews earlier? What did I say? What did I say? This guy is actually wearing a legitimate Nazi hat. Oh my god, this guy is a freak. What a freak loser fuck. Look at this guy. Look at this fucking freak piece of shit wearing an actual Nazi, racist Nazi swastika-esque symbol on his fucking hat. He went and bought a hat. This guy isn't just black fatigued. This guy wants the extermination of non-whites. That is a fact. Sorry, this guy's a fucking loser. This person has no room in society. He shouldn't be here at all. What a fucking degenerate. Look at this. This is disgusting. This isn't just a little bit of, this isn't even a little bit of racism. This guy is a full-blown neo-Nazi. Thank God neo-Nazis are all so fucking stupid and worthless that they can never do anything meaningful. That is fucking insane. Holy shit.
Either we have it or we don't. I say we do. I might not have it here on YouTube quite so much, but
okay,
we have it. I know you hate it. I know you hate it. I know you hate free speech so much. It's unreal.
So sad, yeah. True, dude.
And I know that you wish you could get rid of it. Oh, what an obstacle and a hindrance it is. I know how much you people would love to throw us in prison.
You people. I don't know, man. I don't really have much tolerance for Nazis, so prison would be a light sentence.
You people would throw us in a gulag if you could. I know you would do it.
I mean, maybe you specifically, bro. Though you're wearing a Nazi hat. We have way too much. Not for nothing. We have too much fucking tolerance for the actual pieces of shit. I don't know why we accept anybody supporting the KKK or Nazis in our society. It should not be supported. It should be held to the same standard as that one fucking fat girl from the Wolfenstein games who fucking almost kills that woman for calling her a Nazi like over and over again. That's what it should be, bro. I ain't even fucking playing, dude. What are we doing?
Heartbeat. In a heartbeat. And that is exactly why we have to have free speech. Because of rabid
you're a neo-Nazi. Vultures.
That swoop in to pick people apart.
Pick people apart.
Just because they can. Just because they can.
Okay.
Just because they've been given the power and the ability to do it.
If you say so, bud.
And I've seen what you've done with that power and that ability, and it's pretty repulsive, frankly.
Is it?
So,
I mean, you support genociding groups of people, so I guess I would say the same to you.
As far as I'm concerned, Shiloh Hendrix did and said nothing wrong.
Okay.
And I would donate it again. And again and again and again. And you can just cope.
I think that's why you're a poor fucking loser, man. It's because you give your money. You know what's so funny about this is I guarantee you he just finds her attractive. He's like he's literally simping, but he's not even getting nudes out of it. If I was at least getting nudes out of it, I could be like, all right, cool. But he's not even getting nudes out of it. He's simping hard as fuck. No titties. He's not getting any titties out of it. Loser.
You can just cope. Because that's where we're at now. And there's no going back from that.
No going back, guys.
There's no going back.
No going back.
So.
Whoa.
Future is going to get pretty interesting, I think.
Probably not.
Don't you?
No, I think you're cosplaying as somebody important. Nobody really cares about you or what you have to say. This was just kind of funny. Like obviously your political ideology is fucking pathetic shit, but like you're not a threat and you don't matter to anybody. Like this is just funny. It's funny to see somebody like spiral down into being such an absolute fucking loser. It's just like humorous, honestly.
I think so.
If you say so, bub.
Well, I think that's all I got to say about this for now. I've rambled on quite a lot longer than I originally anticipated, and yet I'll probably still find that I didn't say nearly enough. I know I'll listen back and be like, oh, I meant to mention that one thing. But the problem is I could keep going on for days. And
so relatable, bro.
Days and days. And I feel I
So
haven't even really
relatable.
scratched the surface, you know?
True.
I'm 37 years old, and I've been, you know, I've had a lot of exposure,
Are you employed?
a lot of experience, and a lot of observation.
Are you employed, though? Do you have a job?
Enough to be able to come to some conclusions about this.
You have a job? I don't think he has a job.
And
that's why he feels comfortable saying this publicly, because he doesn't have a job. He probably lives on fucking welfare. He probably got a traumatic brain injury or something at some point.
So I will definitely have more to say on this subject, more on the subject of race. But I wanted to focus this one, or at least begin my discussion on here. I donated to Shiloh, and I would do it again.
Shiloh buff.
Why?
Wow.
And it's because I'm done. It's because
brave warrior over here.
Because I'm exhausted.
Brave Nazi warrior.
And it's because I want you to know that I'm done and that I'm exhausted.
I want you to know I don't care.
And
okay.
And now you know.
I guess I do.
And now you know.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
And
probably could have wrote this in a journal, but
well, it's too late to go back. You know? So hey, 13% of the population, I hope it was worth all this. Yeah. I mean, I hope it was worth betraying like the first generation of white people to have like no racial consciousness at all, and who were completely open.
Okay. So you acknowledge, so you're telling me that you acknowledge that people used to not give a fuck about black people with that statement, and you still don't really get what's going on? Okay, cool.
I hope it was worth betraying it. Because you had a friend in me, you sincerely did.
Oh no. Yeah. You got a friend in me.
And you don't anymore.
Don't anymore, dude.
And you never will again.
Never will. Black people, did you realize what you've lost? This guy as a friend. Holy fuck, that's insane. Basically, it's over. You're better off not having civil rights, because this guy's friendship, it's actually crazy. It's incredible. It's a lot.
Ever. You know?
You got a friend in me.
I have a last word here, I think, for now.
You got a friend in
me. I grew up like anyone in the 90s.
Crazy.
Being pumped with
yeah, VH1. I love the 90s.
MLK's dream speech.
Yeah, it was a great speech, man. It's good stuff.
And hey, admittedly, I was pretty inspired by it. Like it was.
I had a dream that we would be good friends with Shameless Spurg, and if that ever happened, that means my people have failed. Is that a good Martin Luther King impression? How was that, guys? Looks like you guys failed, though, because you don't have Shameless Spurg as your friend. It's a devastating blow to the black community.
Moving.
Fucking
I was touched.
Absolutely disgusted. By who? Probably by his dad or something. That's horrible, man. I'm so sorry that you were fucking molested. It's terrible.
Naive 7-year-old, 8-year-old self really
terrible. Touched. Terrible.
Really appreciated that message. It sounded so good. I thought, well, you know, so it really would be awfully absurd to just judge someone based on their skin color.
That's crazy, though.
Judge someone for their skin color. And I thought that's crazy.
Crazy.
MLK's definitely right. Definitely we should judge them by the content of their character. Funny thing happened, though.
What happened?
Is that I watched a whole lot of you. I observed a whole lot of you.
He just sits in the park and just watches black people. That's his like whole thing. That's his job. Remember, he's unemployed.
And
remember,
I realized that it actually always was about the content of your character. Always, all along.
Oh, okay. What he's saying right now is that when black people were slaves, it was their fault because their content of their character was not good. So they got enslaved because they were actually degenerates or something. That's like his argument. Just to be absolutely clear. It's always, that's what it is. He's justifying slavery now.
And because a race is more than skin color.
Wow.
It's the collective, set of unique traits and differences, of which skin color is just the most readily identifiable because you're literally covered in it head to toe.
That's crazy. Just to be clear, I'm also white. We have nothing in common. You are as morbidly unintelligent as I am obese. There is no anything together. We share no commonality, no brotherhood, no kinship. You are a disgusting, worthless freak that is looking for a victim complex. You got fired from your job because you're a fucking idiot. And you decided to make an unhinged rant piece about how black people deserve to be treated like slaves. You're dog shit worthless. Who fucking cares about you, bro? Literally nobody. That's why you're making this video. If you actually had somebody in your life that cared about you, you wouldn't be making this video. Let's be absolutely fucking real, man. So don't sit here and pretend that there's like this whole, like, oh, skin color actually is a representation of 1,000 different things. No, it's not. You're a loser. And if I was in your situation, instead of becoming a Nazi, I'd probably just maybe donate my body to science, because it's a more productive use of your time than to push the fucking human race forward.
Kind of like I'm wearing this blue shirt. I mean, it's identifiable. It's right there. It's the first thing you see.
It do be blue. It do be blue, guys.
And, you know, upon further inspection, when you take a look at these people that have this tone, you start to find other differences, like in bone structure, brains. Brain size varies.
There is no brain size variant in black people, but okay.
You notice all manner of differences, and then you can start to make observations about intelligence and temperament and impulsivity and all of these things.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy. That's really weird, because I am an incredibly angry person. I'm not even trying to be that guy, but it's like, oh, the temperament. Hey guys, temperament's bad. This is the kind of person that watches like Viking shows, and he's like, oh, these guys are so badass. They're so fucking cool. It's like, yeah, you know, that's a pretty crazy temperament. A big part of what I like about, a big part of like how funny this video is that like one part of it, he's basically praising white people for being colonizers in some capacity. And then it's like, well, how do you think that happened? Because white people can be just as violent as anybody else. But I guess it doesn't count if it's, I guess that doesn't count. I don't know. Like, you think that you'd have like that fucking thought process in your brain, but I wouldn't, because you're fucking stupid as shit.
And you can look at crime stats. You can look at their cultural output. You can look at all of this stuff. And I came to the conclusion.
Well, you don't like basketball?
That it always was about the content of their character.
Fucking ass beat.
That, yes, they were categorized as black because that was the most easily identifiable trait that they shared in common.
Okay.
When you look past that, collectively speaking, there are a lot of other traits associated with it.
Like what? What's another trait that's associated with being black, bud? Like what? Just give me a clue. Like violence? Is that what it is? You have a neo-Nazi hat that represents the genocide of millions of people, and you're going to sit here and say black people are inherently violent. You realize how stupid you look, right? You just not, you don't see the irony in that, bud? Okay.
And it's funny, like, we do this in the animal kingdom. We can talk about other differences besides just the immediately physically apparent. You talk about dog breeds. We can talk about not just their body structure, and not just their fur and their eye color and all of that stuff. We can talk about their intelligence. We can talk about their impulsivity. We can talk about their aggression. We can talk about, whether they're docile. We can talk about which of their instincts seem to be more finely tuned than the other.
So you think that black people are dogs? Just want to be clear. It's like you're telling me black people are dogs. They're pretty. I don't. Here's the thing. We can't have that conversation, because you want to know what? There might be temperamental differences between black and white people. That might be 100% true. We don't know. But the reality is that pales in comparison to like the actual history of, or just like aspects of like systemic oppression, categorizing people into financial areas, right? For all we know, white people might be more violent. I wouldn't doubt it. Honestly, if we're better at imperializing other people, it sounds like we're really good at violence. I don't really know about that. I don't really care about that, to be honest with you. I don't feel like having a conversation about it, because I know any differences that we have are overwhelmingly social difference because of a fucking legitimate history of like fucking systemic oppression. So we don't even need to have this fucking discussion at all. But you're assuming that certain groups of people are violent because they've been historically fucking unironically raped and oppressed. What do you want me to tell you? You want to try to have an intelligent conversation about this? What? What are you, fucking stupid? Makes no sense. This guy's a freak. This guy's a worthless fucking freak.
What type of breed seems to be more useful for this task or that, or which situation. We can say all this stuff with reasonable certainty because these tendencies manifest themselves within that breed. And
the breed, holy fuck.
And we can do this in the animal kingdom. But then when you hop over to the human kingdom, well, now all of a sudden, those categories go completely out the window. You're not allowed to talk about it then, even though it's just plain common sense and something that we talk about every day when we're talking about animal breeds. Just hop over to people, and I'm supposed to pretend that the only difference is skin color, and that, you know, if you have anything like a preference for your own, you know, people of your own skin color versus theirs, then you're just bad.
Nope, it doesn't matter. If you have a preference for fucking whatever skin color you do, as long as it doesn't come from a place of racism or disrespect, it really does not matter. If you are a fucking black person, you prefer black people, be my guest. If you're a black person, you prefer white people, be my guest. Nobody cares. Nobody actually cares about this. This isn't a thing anybody meaningfully cares about. This is a pretend argument. People will be like, I don't like black women because they're gross. That's what they'll say. And they'll be like, whoa, that's racist? Is that racist? Yes, it's racist. If you're just like, oh yeah, I prefer white women, there's nothing racist about that. You can have a preference without it being disrespectful. Once you get to an area of disrespect, it becomes racist because you're trying to be disrespectful. That is what makes it racist. That is the problem, right? We understand this. Like, so stop being fucking stupid.
And stupid, because what kind of idiot would just judge somebody based on their skin color? Well, it turns out like nobody, and it actually never was about that.
You just said that there's black people deserve to be fucking slaves because they're like less than. What are you talking about? This is the entire insinuation of what you're saying. You feel that way. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you saying? What the fuck?
Last point on the MLK thing.
Okay.
Another really interesting irony, I think.
But okay.
And I think it really just sums up MLK's life work really nicely to me. It's that every place in this country that's named after him, every boulevard, every avenue that's named after MLK, it's loaded with them, loaded with black people.
Wow. Crazy.
And it's a great place.
Like loaded French fries?
To observe the content of their character. So, you know, it's great. It's a good history lesson. You can just hop on over to the nearest MLK thing and just observe some characters. Okay. And you might start to notice some patterns.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-oh.
You gonna cry?
Well, I hope this has given you something to think about.
Not really. I'm gonna forget about you the second I fucking turn this video off. You're a weird freak loser, so there's really nothing to care about.
I don't know who all will hear this, if anybody. I should just go ahead and say now, I don't really read comments.
Gotta make sure that we know he doesn't read comments.
The internet is just a viper's den, so I like to say my piece and bounce. Okay. Maybe if this channel grows and gets quite a bit bigger, maybe I'll look at the comment section now and then. But until then, I don't want to listen. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it.
Are you telling me that you're like a sensitive little baby bitch boy?
Because I'm done, you know?
No,
I'm checked out.
You're a crybaby.
Like the time for conversation and dialogue and understanding and all that bullshit, it's completely gone. It's over.
So over, guys.
It's over. So
caring about dialogue and conversation was so 2014, dude. Holy shit.
That's part of why I won't be in the comment section. And then also because, look, just people have gotten nasty and stupid. And also, I'm sure a bunch of you MLK folks are going to probably show up in the comments.
MLK folks, wild. Okay.
Section 2.
You know this guy's like desperate for the comment section. What are you talking about?
I'm going to kill you, white dude boy. And
you say white dude boy? Wow, that's incredible.
Cry them white tears and LMAO.
This guy's cosplaying and like hoping people are mean to him. He's cosplaying here. It's fucking crazy. Oh shit, what the fuck?
Y'all grandkids finna be brown.
Dude, this guy's fucking crazy.
I've heard it all, and I'm not paying attention anymore.
It seems like you are.
I just want you to know why I'm done. and that you understand that what I'm saying is what millions and millions of other people think and feel too. And they're also done.
Crazy.
And we don't care. I don't care if you call me racist. Okay, I'm racist.
Well, yeah, you know you're racist. You seem to be proud of it. You're wearing a neo-Nazi fucking hat, so you're obviously racist.
This is a problem according to who?
I don't know. I guess us, everybody.
Because you said so?
Okay.
Or because some Jewish intellectuals?
Yes! We did it! We finally got there. We finally got there, guys. Jewish intellectuals. Holy fuck. Some Jewish intellectuals. I told you, bro. I'm telling you. What the fuck? I'm telling you. What did I say? What did I say, dude? What did I fucking say?
In a university because they said so?
This is
Why
so
do
funny.
I care? I don't care.
You seem to
What
care
does
a
this
lot.
do for me? What does this do for my people? You want to get rid of racism? Let's go our own way. Because where we aren't forced to integrate...
What is happening here? Get the fuck out of here. Oh my god.
This thing called racism, it tends to, well, sort of go away. Just by the sheer fact that we aren't forced to live together. At least by the sheer fact that we can opt out if we want to.
Wow. Incredible.
But for now...
You can I encourage you to opt out, frankly. Go ahead, opt out.
Still live in a time where access to white people is like a human right, supposedly. What? Especially if you're brown and black. It's especially a human right for you to be around white people.
I don't even know what that means, but okay.
Yeah, that's the situation that we're in. So I'm done. I'm checked out.
Okay.
And that's all I've got to say for now. Take it easy.
Thanks, man. That was worthless.